Yeah, citing our investigation, lawmakers have launched an investigation of their own. They're embedding the state auditor inside the EDD for 5 months to figure out why the agency won't stop compromising Social Security numbers.
News reports indicated that EDD was mailing documents to its customers.
Assemblywoman Catherine Baker summarized 3 years of our investigative reports before a bipartisan joint legislative committee.
Additional reports stated that Social Security number was clearly visible through the plastic envelope.
To demonstrate the gravity of the security risks we've uncovered and to share concerning responses from one of the state's largest agencies.
Inconsistent answers saying that the federal government required Social Security numbers to be used. We later found that that was not the case.
As we first reported in 2015, viewers like Maxine Hines were horrified to discover the state still printing full Social Security numbers as casually as a name or address on documents mailed out to millions of Californians collecting benefits for unemployment, disability, maternity leave. And when Maxine called to complain,
she kind of laughed a bit and she said, yeah, a lot of people complain.
State law prohibits printing these numbers on mail because, as convicted identity thieves told us, envelopes like these are a target for crooks.
It's easy, it's fast, and it's a fast come up.
Just one contains enough information to steal an identity, and we discovered the agency was mishandling that sensitive mail, exposing full Social Security numbers in the envelope window, and repeatedly mailing sensitive information to the wrong people.
How in the world did this piece of paper get into an envelope addressed to me?
Internal agency emails we obtained revealed complaints were so common, employees asked for standard language to respond. But the EDD says it doesn't track those complaints.
We don't have to wait for legislation. We wrote them a letter saying, you need to fix this and you need to report back to us immediately.
And if they don't, then I think next year we have to make sure that there's some consequences.
After seeing our reports in 2015, lawmakers demanded the agency make changes.
The response that we received from EDD stated that they would work to begin to remove Social Security numbers and that all Social Security numbers would be removed from all forms by December 31st, 2015.
But 3 years later, we discovered the EDD was still mailing full Social Security numbers, even to online enrollees who'd opted out of paper mail. Turns out the state is still printing full Social Security numbers on more than 250 different types of forms and has decided to continue printing the full numbers until the agency gets around to replacing its antiquated IT system, which we learned wouldn't even begin until after 2020. In all, taking more than a decade to complete.
So again, I reached out to the director. The answer I received is this is as good as we can do.
So the Assemblywoman finally requested an independent audit to find a fix for the security risk right now. And in response, the EDD Director, Patrick Henning, set up private meetings with committee members, asking them to refuse the audit.
I think that the state has other priorities.
The director has declined 3 years of repeated interview requests, but we finally got to ask him some questions outside the hearing. Do you think that they can help identify, though, some immediate fixes so you don't have to wait for that long-term IT solution?
I'm not sure who the best person to come to those conclusions are, but I think that our department is well equipped to do that.
Well, a bipartisan committee from both the Assembly and the Senate disagreed.
We are the best
Okay, so
at
then,
keeping people's information
so then my
private.
question to you is, are you okay with the audit then?
I will tell you we are already going through a system.
The director argued an audit focused on protecting Social Security numbers would distract from other priorities, though lawmakers noted he promised to make that a priority 3 years ago.
And while EDD has made commitments and promises to when they're going to make progress and reach milestones, it hasn't been something we've seen come to fruition. Now we need the auditor to go in.
The committee unanimously approved the audit, which will try to get answers to questions that, frankly, we've been asking for years. Like, how many complaints does the EDD actually get regarding Social Security numbers? Why can't people opt out of paper mail? And what's it going to take to simply stop printing full Social Security numbers on outgoing mail? We will keep you updated. Julie Watts, KPIX 5.